Once upon a time, in a picturesque village nestled in a lush valley, there lived a man named Aiden. Aiden was known throughout the village and beyond for his striking good looks. He had deep blue eyes, a strong jawline, and hair that seemed to shimmer like gold under the sun. The villagers admired Aiden for his beauty, and he was well aware of it. He took great pride in his appearance, believing that it defined his worth and set him apart from others. In his modest home, Aiden had a large, ornate mirror that he had inherited from his grandmother. The mirror was framed with intricate carvings of flowers and vines, and it was said to have once belonged to a noble family. It was Aiden's most prized possession, and he spent hours each day admiring his reflection, basking in the attention and adoration he received for his good looks. As the years went by, Aiden's obsession with his appearance grew. He invested in the finest clothes and spent a small fortune on perfumes and grooming products. He would often walk through the village, head held high, reveling in the whispers and glances that followed him wherever he went. Some of the villagers would shake their heads in disapproval, but Aiden didn't care. He was convinced that his beauty was his most valuable asset and that it made him special. One fateful day, a violent storm swept through the village. The wind howled and rain poured down in torrents, flooding the streets and uprooting trees. Lightning cracked the sky, illuminating the dark clouds that churned above. Aiden's home, like many others in the village, was not spared from the storm's wrath. As he cowered in his bedroom, a large tree came crashing through the window, sending shards of glass flying through the room. When the storm finally subsided, Aiden ventured out from his hiding place to assess the damage. His heart skipped a beat when he saw his precious mirror shattered on the floor, the once flawless glass now a scattered mosaic of broken pieces. The sight of his distorted reflection in the fragments sent a shiver down his spine. He felt as though a part of his identity had been destroyed along with the mirror. In his desperation to reclaim his former self, Aiden began the painstaking task of piecing the mirror back together. He carefully collected each shard, his fingers trembling as he tried to fit them together like the pieces of a puzzle. He soon discovered that this was no easy feat. The glass was sharp and unforgiving, leaving his hands cut and bloodied as he worked. But Aiden was undeterred. He was determined to restore the mirror, and in doing so, restore his sense of self. Days turned into weeks, and Aiden became a recluse, consumed by his obsession with the broken mirror. He barely ate or slept, his once radiant appearance now marred by dark circles under his eyes and a gaunt, hollow expression. The villagers grew concerned for Aiden, but he dismissed their worries, unwilling to acknowledge the harm he was causing himself. As Aiden's physical and emotional health deteriorated, word of his plight reached an elderly woman named Maeve. Maeve was a wise healer who had lived in the village for as long as anyone could remember. She had seen the passage of time bring both joy and sorrow, and she had helped countless people find their way through the trials of life. Upon hearing of Aiden's suffering, Maeve knew that she had to help him. One afternoon, Maeve went to visit Aiden in his home. She found him hunched over the broken mirror, his hands raw and bleeding from the countless cuts he had sustained. As she watched him work, she could see the desperation in his eyes, the overwhelming need to reclaim the beauty he believed he had lost. "Aiden, my child," Maeve said softly, stepping into the room, "you must let go of this obsession. It is consuming you and causing you great pain." Aiden looked up at her. Anger and frustration etched across his face. "You don't understand, Maeve. This mirror is my everything. It shows me who I am. Without it, I am nothing." Maeve sighed, taking a seat beside him on the floor. "Aiden, your true self cannot be found in a mirror. Your reflection only shows you the surface, never revealing the depth of your character or the richness of your experiences. It is not your appearance that defines you, but your actions and the connections you make with others." Aiden shook his head, unconvinced by her words. "You're wrong. My beauty is all that matters. It sets me apart and makes me special. Without it, I am just like everyone else." Maeve reached out, placing a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Aiden, there is more to life than what meets the eye. True beauty comes from within, from kindness, compassion, and love. These are the qualities that make a person truly special, and they cannot be shattered or distorted like your mirror." Aiden frowned, his brow furrowing in doubt. He turned away from Maeve, returning to the task of piecing together his broken reflection. Maeve, realizing that Aiden wasn't yet ready to listen, left him to his work, but not before placing a small pouch of healing herbs beside him. She hoped that in time, he would come to understand the truth in her words. As the days went by, Aiden continued his futile endeavor. He grew weaker and more despondent, his once handsome visage now a mere shadow of its former glory. It wasn't until he overheard a group of children playing outside his window that he paused in his work. Their laughter was infectious, filling the air with a sense of joy and wonder that Aiden hadn't experienced in a long time. Intrigued, he ventured outside to watch the children play. He observed as they helped one another, picking up fallen playmates and sharing their toys. Their faces were lit with genuine happiness, a happiness that seemed to have nothing to do with their appearances. In that moment, Aiden began to understand what Maeve had been trying to teach him. He looked down at the broken mirror, seeing not just the distorted fragments of his face, but the bloodied hands that had worked tirelessly to mend something that could never be whole again. He realized that he had been searching for his identity in a reflection that only showed him the surface, never revealing the true depth of his character or the value of his experiences. With a heavy heart, Aiden made a decision. He pushed the broken mirror aside and began to clean up the mess he had created. He tended to his wounds, using the healing herbs that Maeve had left for him, and felt a sense of relief as the pain subsided. As he bandaged his hands, he vowed to change his ways and to learn how to find his true self beyond his reflection. Over the following weeks, Aiden made a conscious effort to immerse himself in village life. He volunteered to help with various tasks, such as repairing the homes damaged by the storm and tending to the sick. He found joy in the simple acts of kindness and began to develop deep friendships with the villagers. The more he gave of himself, the more he felt his own spirit healing. One day, as Aiden was helping a neighbor fix a leaky roof, he caught a glimpse of his reflection in a puddle of water. The man staring back at him was different from the one he had seen in his shattered mirror. His face was weathered, and his hands bore the scars of his labor, but his eyes held a newfound wisdom and inner peace. Aiden realized that his true self had always been there, waiting to be discovered beneath the surface. By letting go of his ego and focusing on the world beyond his reflection, he had found a sense of purpose and happiness that no mirror could ever capture. As the months went by, Aiden continued to live a life of compassion and service. The once vain man became a beloved member of the community, known for his wisdom and kindness. He learned the names and stories of his neighbors, shared in their joys and sorrows, and discovered the beauty that could be found in the connections he formed with others. Word of Aiden's transformation spread throughout the village and beyond, inspiring others to look within themselves and seek out their own inner beauty. And although the broken mirror remained in the corner of his home, Aiden never felt the urge to repair it. Instead, it served as a reminder of the lessons he had learned and the beauty that could be found when one looked beyond their own reflection. As the years passed, Aiden grew old and wise, his once youthful appearance giving way to the lines and wrinkles of age. Yet he remained content and at peace with himself, knowing that his true worth lay not in his appearance, but in the love and kindness he shared with others. Aiden took it upon himself to share his story with the younger generations, hoping to teach them the importance of humility, selflessness, and inner beauty. He would gather the children around him, his eyes twinkling with warmth and wisdom as he recounted the tale of the broken mirror and the journey he had taken to find his true self. And so, the story of Aiden and the broken mirror became a cherished lesson passed down through the ages, a reminder to all who heard it that true beauty lies not in our appearance, but in the love and kindness we share with others. Over time, the village became known as a place of harmony and compassion, a testament to the power of one man's journey to look beyond the surface and discover the beauty within. As for Aiden, he lived out the rest of his days surrounded by friends and loved ones, his once vain heart now filled with gratitude and contentment. In the end, the broken mirror that had once caused him so much pain became a symbol of hope and transformation, a testament to the power of letting go of one's ego and embracing the beauty that lies within us all.